Welcome to day 63 of my 100 days of Webflow journey. Today we're going to be talking about the new Webflow updates that have been released last week, and we'll go over them briefly one by one. We will later on throughout this week make videos on each of the important ones, or at least the ones I will be personally using a lot, and I will be making some sort of like a short tutorial on how you can use this and what are the best use cases for these updates. Now, major updates have come along. The UI changed, new features have came, a lot of cool stuff are here. It's an amazing time to be a Webflow user. So without further ado, let's jump to it, see more about those updates, see what has been released, and give a little bit of our opinions. Let's go. Now, the first update is the UI, the new UI that Webflow released. Now, this has changed from this point onwards. So your dashboard, there's a new settings tab, there's general, and there's more on that, on how you set up the workspace. There is more on the inside of Webflow. So you see even the loading animation changed. You see here, there's a new UI here. All the things are laid out nicely, looking modern, looking clean, looking very neat. Even here on the side, you see like there's a new way of adding these components. Everything's looking neat, everything looking clear, sharp. I like it. I'm a bit annoyed that the preview button is now here, because before it was here. And the style guide, the style manager, which was one of these tabs, is now on here actually. So the style selector, so you can see it's on the side. More on the updates, there are the logic. All these buttons were already there. Variables is a new thing that has been added, and we'll be talking about that in a bit. And apps is still here. You can see that apps is still there with the new apps that came out. And you see the Fin Suite is still pending update, but this is comparing the old UI colors to the new UI colors. So you see how things have changed. Now, a lot of cool updates came to the enterprise plans. So any enterprise user, enterprise plans, customers will have a lot more cooler updates, more stuff in the UI, but nonetheless, for every user, the changes in the UI have been released. Now you can go to webflow.com/updates to see more about each update that we will be going through. Localization is now available for enterprise users. So enterprise users can now have their website in different languages set up easily. I haven't got into that much. I'm not working with the enterprise plan myself, but I hope this is soon released to all the users. This has been on the waitlist for a very long time. I'm happy that it's already released, at least for enterprise users, because if you're on an enterprise plan, then you most definitely need a multilingual website. But this is now already announced and it's already out there. Another major update is the Spline update. Now, I have made a lot of videos on Spline. This is one of the examples. So before, we used to go on Spline and just attach this or embed this Spline viewer script. We don't need to do that anymore. You can directly have your Spline graphic here and control it through interactions, and just, on mouse hover, on mouse click, on while scrolling in view, you can control your Spline graphic directly within Webflow, and you can control the animation using the interaction panel. So this is something really cool. We'll be diving deeper into that on an episode of the Spline, where we go into Spline and how we update on this. So stay tuned on that. The next update was aspect ratios. So aspect ratios have been on demand for a very long time. Now, this is something that is very cool, because now you can just select the aspect ratio from right here, and you can just, for example, if I have an image, let's just remove this one. So if I have an image here, I can directly control the aspect ratio of it from ratio, and that's something that has been on demand for a very long time. A lot of clients ask things to be in a certain ratio size, so this is something that is super cool to have. The next update would be to have the next update is variables. Variables is one of my favorite updates so far, because now you can have a lot of cool stuff, a lot of your settings just as a variable, and you keep reusing them. So for example, let's say you have a size, padding size to be 2.5 rems and 2.5 rem. So this is a variable now. You can use it and reuse it. So like, let's say, for example, here I want to use that variable. So I'll just click on plus and find padding here. And this is setting it up. You see it in purple. And if I change this from here to, let's say, 5 rems, it will automatically change it everywhere it is selected. This is super useful. It's gonna create consistency in our website. We'll dive deeper into that as well in the episode about variables. Another thing is component improvements. Now, I don't use this much myself, but if you use components, now you can build a lot of more cool stuff using components, using component instances through CMS and without CMS. You can learn more about that here. Another major update is the API to variables, components, and localization. So if you're using this externally, now you can just use it with APIs. Transfer site plan from one site to another. Now this is also a project feature that has been released recently, but this was released last month. And I should have had an episode about this, but this is super cool because before I used to request this manually, so you have to go on the contact support and ask for your site plan to be changed from one site to another. Now you can just do it yourself from the dashboard. So this is a brief overview of what has been updated. I'm going to leave this link in the description below so you can go through the updates and learn more about it. We'll make some videos on specific updates and see some use cases where you can use these updates and how they improve the Webflow user experience or the development experience, because as Webflow developer, this is what we're looking for. We're looking for a good experience when developing, and at the same time, we're looking to create great results for our customers. Thank you for watching this video. I hope I taught you something today. Now we will be going over these updates one by one, or at least the most important ones, throughout the next few days. So stay tuned on that, and see you tomorrow in day 64.